Hello and welcome to History of Dragon Ball. Today we are looking at the original Super Saiyan God. Super Saiyan God is something we only really saw for the first time in the Battle of Gods movie. However, this is potentially not the first time we have ever heard of it. If we go back to the time of the Frieza saga in Dragon Ball Z, we hear from Vegeta about the story of the legendary Super Saiyan who was supposed to have existed so many years before. So could this tale and legend of the Super Saiyan actually stem from the original Super Saiyan God? If we look at the legendary Super Saiyan for a moment first, since this revelation there have been so many theories around the true identity of just who this is. For example, some claim it could be the likes of Broly or Bardock or Goku, or even more recently someone like Kale or Caulifla. But at first we can just roll a few of these out. Broly is not the legendary Super Saiyan for the pure and simple reason being his trilogy of films are not canon, and the Super version of him is not either, and that has been confirmed by Akira Toriyama on the official website for the Broly movie. Then there is Kale and Caulifla. Well, they cannot be eligible either because they are from Universe 6. And remember, the legend that Vegeta tells is in relation to Universe 7. And as well as this, the myth that Vegeta reveals happened before Goku was even born. So, our main character of Dragon Ball, he's basically out of the running here as well. That being said, Goku could be considered the legendary Super Saiyan of his era. The legend does say that every 1000 years a Super Saiyan that can surpass any limits will appear, and as we know, Goku very much fits into this description. But anyway, many years later, the god of destruction Beerus travels to Earth to look for the Super Saiyan God as he hears there are some Saiyans living there now. This now raises more questions of the mystery of who the legendary Super Saiyan was, as now we also have to ask ourselves about where the Super Saiyan God originated from. When we look into Dragon Ball Super, we hear Shenron say that is what is said in the Namekian Book of Legends. Should 5 Saiyans of righteous heart to one pour out their hearts hand in hand, he then shall become the Saiyan God. That is to say, become the Super Saiyan God. Also here, when Shenron talks about this book, it was the first time that the Namekian Book of Legends has ever been mentioned or hinted at all. No one else has ever pointed out the book again in the entire Dragon Ball universe before or since. And again, there is no more official information about this book either. Everything about this is either assumptions or theories or fan creations. So I am personally at least very curious to see if they bring it back in the future to reveal more information on something that we have perhaps not encountered yet. Maybe for some future transformation that our heroes are going to need to win the next battle, who knows? Then also, in Dragon Ball Z, King Kai talks about a god that was on the planet Vegeta. Not a Super Saiyan or a Super Saiyan God, just a god that was on the planet of the Saiyans. So again, these things just kind of all intertwine into each other. Does any of this actually get cleared up? Well, yes. If we look at an interview back from 2017 with Akira Toriyama, and this one was for the Shonen magazine, he revealed to the interviewer after he was asked if the legendary Super Saiyan that Frieza is afraid of was the one that appears in the Battle of Gods movie or not, to which he responded, "In a sense, they are the same person. A long time ago, before planet Vegeta was the planet of the Saiyan, there was a man named Yamoshi, who despite being Saiyan had a good heart. He and his 5 comrades started a rebellion. Yamoshi was cornered in the war and became a Super Saiyan for the first time. Although his transformation and fearsome fighting style surprised the other Saiyans, he was still outnumbered. Yamoshi eventually wore out and was defeated. However, this was only the beginning of his legend. Later, the spirit of Yamoshi wandered in the continuous search of 6 righteous-hearted Saiyans seeking a new savior, the Super Saiyan God. We get to see Yamoshi briefly in the Battle of Gods movie, when Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Trunks, Goten and Vidal perform the ritual of the Super Saiyan God, where we see the silhouette of the Super Saiyan God appear. However, if we look at the series instead of the movie, then Beerus only remembers a vague image of a Saiyan that he dreams of, so he is shown in a slightly different way, but technically one does not contradict the other. And then also if we look at the manga, these things are slightly different again, as here you actually have Yamoshi talk to Goku when he transforms. And that is with this line from Goku: "The Super Saiyan God's power, it is telling me that I have only just scratched the surface." And to be honest with you, that is all we ever really get, at least in any official terms. So there we have it. Who was the original Super Saiyan God? Well, it is Yamoshi. And not just this, he is also the legendary Super Saiyan as well. And these two have just slightly been mixed up over the years of legends being passed down. This power is obtainable not just through a ceremony for pure-hearted Saiyans, but also through very hard training as well. Or at least this is how it is assumed it was done by Vegeta, as it is all done off-screen or off the pages of the manga. We can also assume that Yamoshi never really tapped into the power of a Super Saiyan God who also turned into a Super Saiyan, also known as a Super Saiyan Blue. So we can see how Goku and Vegeta really managed to surpass this legend. And so really, that is it. That is everything that we know about just who the original Super Saiyan God was. I hope you enjoyed it, and now it is that time for my question for you all today. And this time I actually have two for you. The first one is, after seeing the silhouette of Yamoshi from the movie, do you think that he was purposely made to resemble Vegeta closely, or do you think that it's just a bit of a coincidence? And my second question is, do you think Vegeta did obtain the Super Saiyan God form just purely by training, or do you think they had to do a ritual for him as well? Let me know your thoughts on both of these questions in the comments below. And now we're at the end, I would like to give a massive thank you if you have managed to reach the end of this video with me. If you enjoyed it, please do the great stuff of hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, and tapping that bell icon too for the video notifications, as all these things massively help the channel grow, as we're really trying hard to push towards that monetization goal. So thank you once more if you have managed to reach the end of this video with me, and I will see you next time on History of Dragon Ball.